Good morning, everyone. It has been a minute since I chimed in. So, I have a late start today going to work, and I need to just basically recap everything that's been going on with me. I just want to make me some coffee first off before I get into this real tea on me, that is. Because there has been something. Hope everybody's been well. This is my favorite time of the year. I love fall. I love Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, my three best holidays. And yes, I said holiday for Halloween. So, I'm just trying to fix me a little coffee here. And like I said, while I have a late morning and I don't have to do anything, it's a good thing. So I I probably will be a little lengthy. I'm gonna try not to, but so much has going on with me. I know y'all probably like, damn, the box thing. All right, and that's the last of that. So I need to be going grocery shopping really soon. All right. So the last time I chimed in, this is kind of loud, me stirring this. But give me a second. These little grooves in here is kind of hard to stir because of the little grooves in her face and stuff. Okay, let me see. Leave me alone. No cream on it. No creamer. And I'm gonna warm it up just a smidge. Because this creamer makes my coffee kind of like cool. It be kind of cooled off too fast. I don't need to cool that. I mean, warm it just a little bit, might be for a couple of seconds. And I'll put this away while I'm doing that. Oh, Jesus. I know. Sorry, y'all. I'm coming. At least I know now, 30 seconds, I know it's back where it need to be. Okay. So, all right, yeah, it's good and hot. See the steam? It's hot. Okay. Let me go have a seat because this is a doozy. Actually, I'm gonna go in my room and get paperwork first as well. I'll go in my room and then begin. Okay, so this is where I'm at. The last time I recapped, I was either in the hospital, because I didn't even look at my last video. I had just had the hernia surgery, correct? Remember that part, the hernia surgery. I don't know why my lash look crooked. It look like it's just not staying up or something. I don't know why I was acting stupid this morning. I don't feel like yanking it off and putting it back on. But it's making me look cock at it, y'all, and I don't like that. Like, for real. It's like, it's lower. It's actually a little lower than this eyelash. But anyway, so let me just get paperwork. So I have been kind of going through some things physically, and it's not good at all to me. So I'm trying to get my paperwork in order to show you all. Okay, so all right, so like I said, I did the hernia surgery, which was in July, right? No, August. My dates are all mixed up at this point. So I did my hernia surgery. Just keep in mind you of that. And I stayed, it was an overnight stay, and I think I blogged either before or after or whatever. And then I haven't did like a post-op. Then I did a post-op when I was home and I was still in pain and all of that. I did a post-op. So now I'm finna recap you guys, bring you up to speed to everything that's been going on since this hernia surgery. Now, since then, after the hernia surgery, I was in a lot of pain and everything like that. So I had been again texting my surgeon. I think I might have said all that on the other videos. I didn't like recap the video to see where I left off at. I'm just coming to you now because I have a nice late morning, and I'm about to start again. Once again, I'm about to start back really blogging more and more about how I'm feeling daily or even weekly and things like that prior to all of this. So basically, when from the last video, I was saying I was in a lot of pain. I could barely talk. My chest and all that stuff was hurting. Arms, shoulders, everything. I was just a mess, right? So the mess continued, put it like that. My surgeon began to tell me, oh, it might be gas, so just get gas X, get this, get that. So basically, once again, I became a guinea pig. I went and got everything he said, get gas X. It might just be, because we have to fill you up with gas, da, da, da. I'm like, okay. So I began taking the gas X. I took that whole box, got the Pepto-Bismol, was taking that, still in pain, still hurting, still barely, just everything, right? So then I'm telling him I'm still hurting, this, that, and the other. He said, well, if you're in that much pain, then you need to go to the emergency, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, well, I really don't want to go to the emergency, but, can you just let me know what's going on with me? Why is this happening, or whatever the situation is? He like, well, I really, don't know, because I haven't seen you. You haven't been back into the office yet, for your, your pre-visit or whatever, and all of that. So he said, okay, well, try these other gas X and all that shit, right? So I went and got more gas X, like some more gas X. So then he says, well, if it's still bothering you, just go to the emergency. So after a week of that extra shit, this shit finally stopped. Like, the pains went away and everything, and I was like good to go. I started feeling better and everything. I'm like, oh, thank you, Jesus, because I was like in tears and pain. I was taking my pain meds a little bit more than I was supposed to, because I was in so much pain. I really wasn't eating. I just kept sleeping because my pain meds make me go to sleep. I don't know about anybody else, but I can't function. I take mine when I'm at home or having a down day and I'm just hurting. I will take them because they really make me go to sleep. So that was me. I was just resting and recovering and just being frustrated. So in the midst of all of that, it went away. So then I had maybe a decent week or whatever, right? So I had just got hired at Halloween City, so I'm doing my seasonal Halloween again this year, and I'm happy about that. So I had just got hired. I just went, all that fun stuff. So I worked, let me see. So I went and did that, and then one day I was at work. We were doing store setup because the store wasn't even open at the time. We're open now, by the way. But at the time, the store wasn't even open. And so we were doing store setup. And I'm like, okay, cool, because I've done store setup, blah, blah, blah. So we were doing that, and I'm like, cool, I can make some extra money before we even open and the hours get, restricted or whatever. So Monday, I'm at work. My chest began to feel achy, and kind of like it's feeling now, actually. My chest began to feel achy. It wasn't nothing major, so I didn't really think anything about it. I'm just like, okay. I said, well, I wasn't lifting anything. I didn't really do too much. So I wonder why my I'm wondering why my chest is bothering me again. It had finally went away, So let me get my coffee. Okay, so haven't had hot coffee in a minute. I've been drinking my lattes at work. I haven't transitioned back over to hot coffee yet, just as of yet, but I will be soon because I always transition back over to hot coffee in the winter, in the fall and winter time. But right now, I'm still drinking my cold coffee and then hot coffee when I'm at home, if that makes sense. Okay, so moving forward, so I didn't think nothing about it. My chest, was achy. And I'm thinking, I said, well, I really didn't lift, because I'm still restricted from like lifting and, because I'm still healing for real. And so I'm still, first of all, I'm just not going to do it. It's just simple as that. But I need to get documentation saying I can't really lift anything too heavy or too strenuous. So I'm going to do that. I need to get documentation of that as well. That I'm kind of limited because I'm not going to do that. And then I'm a woman. I'm not going to do it any fucking way. But long story short, so I'm thinking, well, I didn't really lift anything. We're not really, we just been, we just been putting up stuff all day. It was nothing too strenuous. So I didn't think nothing about it. I blew it off. I told, fiance, hey, babe, my chest feeling a little achy, da, da, da. And he said, okay, well, make sure you're taking it easy. What y'all been doing is, blah, blah. So that came in when this was Monday when I just first day going back to work, period. Getting back on the payroll since the firework season ended. And I got played out of my 2 weeks, but that's fine. Maybe the Lord had other plans for me, right? Maybe I need those extra 2 weeks to still heal and rest. So I just took it as that. But I did take an L because that means I didn't have that cushion like I would have had I went to work those last 2 weeks at the firework place. I would have had that cushion, but I didn't. So, and then with the surgery, I just was without anything at that point. You know what I mean? So moving forward, Tuesday came. My chest was, I was at work doing what I normally do. My chest was hurting. It was hurting again. I'm like, my chest is hurting, and I'm like, okay. So I had I think I had I always carry Acetaminophen with me, allergy pill, and then from the last incident, I'll brief to that. I had some Tylenols prescribed from the doctors, which I don't really fool with Tylenol like that. They were like 500 milligrams. So I had one of those with me. I said, well, I'll just take this because they was giving me this at the doctor's office. So that helped. It helped my chest, stop hurting at the time to get through the day. So Wednesday came. Mind you, when I go home, I'm in pain. I'm telling him what's going on. He like, well, you want to go through emergency? I'm like, no, I'll just take a pain pill. Maybe it's still some more gas in me. I don't know what the fuck is going on right at this point. I just know I'm hurting. So Wednesday came. I'm at work. So by this time Wednesday came, my chest is like on fire. Like it's just hurting so bad. And I'm just like trying to just push through it. Maybe it'll stop. Maybe it'll go away. I'm like praying like, Lord, take this pain away. What is going on? By the time Wednesday came, I was in tears. I went to the bathroom and bust out crying. That's how bad my chest was hurting. It was like my chest and my shoulder, and it was hurting so bad. And I was just like in tears. And then I called my fiance. He's hollering, why don't you just, you need to go to emergency. What are you sitting there in pain for? F this, F that job, F this. You need to go to emergency, call the ambulance. I'm like, no, babe, I'm trying to push through. I'm just really getting back on, somebody's payroll. I don't give a damn. He's going off. I'm like, okay, just, you calm down. You're not helping me at this moment. I'm in the bathroom crying at this point. So I did. I text. At the time, I had texted the store, the lady who's over us, while we were doing the store, and told her, I said, hey, look, I'm in a lot of pain right now. My chest is bothering me really, really bad, and can I leave early because I need to go to urgent care because that's how bad it is. And she said, okay. She said, well, can you think you can stay to 4? Because we were working like 9 to 5. I was like, no, I'm in really pain. I'm going straight here, leaving straight here and going through straight to urgent care. So we shut down at 3, and it was myself and another young lady in the store at the time. So we shut down at 3, and I left there. And I work in Rochester Hills, by the way, and went to urgent care. And so from urgent care, I told them what was going on, and she said, well, we don't have any, machines here to give you like an X-ray so I can see what's going on. She said, we're gonna just call the ambulance and have them take you to the emergency room because if you're having chest pains, we don't have anything here, so we can tell you what's exactly going on, because that's serious. I'm like, oh Lord. I'm like, okay. So I so they called the ambulance. So I mean, I had to leave my vehicle there at the emergency at urgent care. So they called the ambulance, and so she said, well, I'm gonna have you go to Henry Ford, which is in Clinton Township on 19 Mile. Let me get my paperwork from that. So this is Henry Ford. All this is my paperwork, and I'm gonna get to that. So she said, the urgent care I went to was a Beaumont, by the way. I went to another one, but they didn't accept my insurance, so I had to go to another urgent care. Go figure, right? I'm hurting here, bitch. But you talking about we don't accept your insurance. Whatever. That's why people getting sued all the time. So anyway, so then the Beaumont urgent care, she says, well, I'll refer you. This is a little cute Asian lady. She said, I'll refer you to Henry Ford. You know, they're good over there. And and she's, unless you want to go to one of our hospitals. She said, that's a little ways out. That'll be closer. I said, okay, well, if you say it's okay, I'll take your word for it, right? Just keep that in mind. So ambulance comes, I goes, they put IVs and shit on my arm. I'm letting them know what's going on. They doing EKGs. They doing all this shit on me while I'm in the hospital, while I'm in the ambulance on my way to Henry Ford emergency room on 19 Mile in Clinton Township. Do not go there, okay? I don't care if your life depended on it. I'm sorry, and I'm being real. Don't go to that hospital, and we finna get into it. So, went there. It was this is the emergency room, and I came by ambulance. I didn't just come, by just me strolling in and say, hey, I'm hurting, or something's bothering me, or I'm, something, whatever. Everybody there, of course, you're in the emergency room, you have your issues as something is wrong with you, correct? Right. So therefore, but I feel like, somebody's coming by EMS, you like, okay, it's EMS. Obviously, this is some seriousness as well as everyone else's injury. So don't get me wrong. I don't even want that to be taken the wrong way. However, when we got there, the EMS people, they were really cool. They was like, we just gonna let you know, you might be waiting a minute, because it was kind of crowded and we was there. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, how is the emergency room like crowded? And why is it not moving productively? And they was like, yeah, so it's gonna be a bit of a wait. I'm like, wow. I'm like, and now, mind you, I'm in excruciating pain at this time. I could barely speak because I'm hurting so bad, right? So we went there. So we went to emergency room or whatever. And so they put me off the gurney, got me on another stretcher. So do you know, I stayed in the hallway the entire time I was in the emergency room at Henry Ford on Clinton Township, 19 Mile. So don't ever, ever, ever go to that hospital. And I mean that shit. Look at my eyelash, y'all. Let me look all cockeyed and shit. Oh. Okay, so the entire time I was there, all those hours I was there, I was in the hallway. I wasn't even in a room. I wasn't even behind a curtain. I wasn't in what you call a triage or anything. People was hollering. It was just a lot going on. I was like, oh my God, this is like a scene off a movie. Everybody just walking past. I'm just laying there like, oh my God, like really? And so after, and mind you, I'm still in fucking pain. I'm in pain. Like just sitting there rocking and praying, like, Lord, just relieve it. And I'm just sitting there like, actually laying there on the gurney in the hallway of this entire time. So finally somebody comes over, besides the nice young lady who checked me in to give me my band and shit. They come over, oh, what's going on with you? Da 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 da. So I'm letting them know what's going on. I'm sitting there rocking, I'm in pain, I'm having chest pain. I mean, I feel like when somebody's coming in with chest pains, this is your respiratory system, like your heart and all that. I could have been having a heart attack, God forbid, a stroke, anything. God forbid, I could have had a heart attack and died, or a stroke and died, or something, or I could have fell over, or a stroke or anything. And I said my shoulder was bothering me, my arm, all of this shit was hurting really bad. And I laid there on that fucking gurney for hours. And I mean the whole entire time I was there. So finally, after they finally came and started running the test on me, they put me right back in the hallway. So I was right back in the hallway the entire time. So finally they said, well, we're going to admit you. Did you hear what I said? So oh my God, I'm gonna have to fix this eyelash, y'all, because I am looking too cockeyed. I'm gonna have to just yank it off and stick it back on here, because I'm looking too damn cockeyed on my video, and I don't like that, for real. I don't like looking like that at all, at all. So anyway, so finally they told me they were going to admit me. So now I knew shit had just got real. I'm like, oh my God. So my phone, of course, is about to die. You know, I don't have my charger. I don't have anything with me. But I strictly came from work, so all I had was that. I didn't take anything with me but my phone, and my wallet. So I left like my lunch bag and my work bag and my truck, you know, at the urgent care. Locked that up. So all I had was my keys, my wallet, and my phone. So go figure. So I'm like, okay, they about to admit me. So they like, yeah, we about to admit you. I had a fever. I had a fever of like 105, and and thank God it was not COVID. I have caught COVID before. This second time it came around, I did catch it like last year. We had caught it, and I've been fully vaccinated, by the way, mind you. So anyway, but I didn't have any symptoms when I did have it. So I had a fever. I didn't know that. My fever was like 105, like 105, 106. I was like, oh my God, what the fuck is going on with me? And not only that, they told me, yeah, we're gonna have to admit you, and we're gonna test you for COVID and all that shit. So that's fine. So they did all the tests, they did the EKGs, they did all this stuff, that everything on me, that everything to see what was going on with me. Mind you, I'm still in fucking pain. Can y'all just give me something for the pain right now? Just something for the pain. So I'm texting my kids, I'm texting my man. I'm like, this is what's going on with me. So my daughter must have called up there and went the fuck off or something, my oldest daughter, because then they came over there like, okay, well, I guess they must have told them, like, my mother is there and she just laying there in a hallway in pain. Like, mind you, this is hours that have gone by. They still haven't given me anything just to help relieve the pain I was in. I could barely talk. That's how bad I was hurting, y'all. No joke. So finally, after the bitch come around, the nurse, she come around and say, okay, sir, what's your name? I'm going to admit you. I said, sir. I did have a hat on, y'all. I was having a bad hair day, but bitch, damn well, as long as my lashes were, I am not no fucking sir. Oh, I'm